Was the Charger Daytona the last straw before Dodge former CEO and my frenemy Tim Kuniskis decided to chuck the deuces and get the heck out of Dodge, pun intended? With the fall of the Roman Empire, the Dodge Empire, in full swing, the Stellantis CEO Carl Saveris' misguided push to electrification pushed Kuniskis to the breaking point. Because what if I told you I might have found a clue from earlier this year, proving that there was, let's say, trouble in paradise? It may be the final days of Dodge, but it isn't the final day to save on products to outfit your favorite Mopar, pony car, or pickup truck. My friends at Just Bolt-Ons and DragRacingWheels.com have you covered with my special discount code BUTTER, where you can get up to an additional 15% off on your next purchase. So check out my friends at Just Bolt-Ons and DragRacingWheels.com, where the best prices online just got a little bit better. So my over 34,000 friends and the 77% not yet subscribed yet, the push towards electrification, especially at Dodge, has been incredibly divisive. A vast majority of the Brotherhood opposes Dodge's new electric future, with over 20,000 likes to almost 60,000 dislikes on Dodge's latest Charger Daytona video.
Whoa, calm down, guys. I'm on your side. You can put down those wrenches. I'm on your team.
Tim Kuniskis tries to make a case for it, saying they have studied the rule book, but then we see Ford studying the rule book as well, with them still offering V8 Mustangs and not even a supercharger kit that delivers 800 horsepower, which in a total package with a 50K V8 Mustang, it is $10,000 cheaper than the 700 horsepower last call Hellcat. It's mind-blowing how out of touch Stellantis has become with Dodge's core audience.
Look, here's the facts. We didn't ask for the rules to change. We didn't want them to change, but they did. And we can try to outrun them, but that would be a 9-second pass straight into extinction. Or we can do what we did. Read their rules, study their rules, find their gray areas, then unleash the Banshee. Now trust me, this is not the EV that they want you to have. This is the way Dodge does EVs. Thank you.
We understand why Stellantis has jacked the prices around 50% across the board. It's because they have invested billions of dollars into the new Stellar platforms that's going to produce some very, very heavy vehicles that's going to get destroyed by Tesla. Rather than absorbing the cost themselves, they pass them on to us, the Brotherhood. This decision has damaged their reputation with American consumers, and now literally every brand is under their umbrella is suffering from it. People simply aren't willing to pay over $1,000 a month for vehicles rooted in technology from a previous era. Then add the fact that these vehicles are thousands of dollars more expensive than before Stellantis came into existence with relatively the same tech. And this misstep is key in the decline in sales and customer dissatisfaction. Stellantis has put all the American brands in a tough spot. New vehicles like the Hornet are not selling because they are too pricey for their segments, while older models are piling up in inventory, and not even they are rotting at the production plants. The downfall, particularly for Dodge, became evident when Tim Kuniskis had to unveil the electric future during EV Day 2021.
Because our customers purchase an experience, not a technology. And it may surprise you to learn that Dodge attracts one of the youngest and most diverse customers in the industry, with the highest concentration of millennials, who now account for 1/4 of the US population, with the highest spending power of any generation. And equally, if not more important, millennials also have the highest acceptance rate of EVs. Through intelligent evolution, we expect to thrive and define the future of American muscle, to tear up the streets, not the planet.
By day 3 of Speed Week, when the Charger Daytona was revealed, it divided the Brotherhood, and then this Charger commercial was the straw that broke the Dodge's back.
I know it sounds crazy, and I swear to you, I haven't been drinking. You're gonna wanna get in.
The Charger Daytona seems to be a collection of simulations of what once made Dodge great. The haptic feedback from a powerful HEMI engine, frame shakers will simulate that. The iconic HEMI sound, subwoofers in the exhaust pipe will fake it. The neck snapping HEMI shift, the eRuff system will mimic it. It's as if Stellantis is trying to recreate the magic of SRT that they let go of, Ralph Giles, which I heard is going to retire in another year or two, and Tim Kuniskis, who's gone now, trying to recreate all their legacy with digital trickery instead of genuine performance. Tim Kuniskis went from introducing some of the wildest Dodge products in history to ending his career with a car that mocked Dodge's legacy of performance. You are supposed to believe that the Charger Daytona EV is the future when you can get an 800 horsepower Mustang for $60,000 or a C8 V8 Corvette with 800 horsepower variant coming this summer. It's hard to believe that Kuniskis genuinely wanted to push Dodge into an electric-only performance future.
This is the Charger Daytona SRT Banshee.
Now, I'm not gonna put words in his mouth, but Tim Kuniskis did mention that it was Stellantis CEO Kuniskis FIRED who insisted that Dodge and Ram could not buy any emissions credits to continue using V8 engines. Now, reading this, it became clear to me that something was not right in the background. Tim Kuniskis effectively called out his boss for dismantling everything that he and his team have built over a decade, many of whom who are either being reassigned or fired. This was a significant moment to me, perhaps the first sign of Tim Kuniskis' frustration with being handcuffed by electrification. And then you had 90 days after this moment with Tim Kuniskis calling out Kuniskis FIRED, he is now effectively retired. Ever since Stellantis took over FCA, every vehicle and every launch seems to have gotten worse and worse. The Dodge Hornet is a disaster, not selling anywhere. Hellcat Challengers, Chargers, and Durango Hellcats are all struggling to sell. The Charger Daytona reveal was very poorly received. The RHO is an overpriced fake TRX, and it may have a safety issue with the wire harness if you believe the UAW. Jeep products from the Wagoneer to the Wrangler all suffer from persistent software issues, and even Ralph Giles and his team had to celebrate the Wagoneer S, which is basically just a rebadged EV Grand Cherokee with a Wagoneer badge slapped on it, being just 0.1 seconds faster than a discontinued Trackhawk from like 3 years ago. I mean, seriously, you make a whole video to celebrate 0.1 seconds faster than a Trackhawk, and then make a video where you're picking on a mid-level Tesla when you can't even pick on the flagship Tesla model, what was it, the Model X with the gold wing doors and the Plaid variant, knowing full well you will get destroyed by a Model X Plaid. But then we have, let's go back to Dodge, the Demon 170 rollout has been plagued with problems. They got seized engine blocks, oil leaks, metal shavings in the oil, rusted suspension components, and large sections of the car being resprayed before reaching customers who spent a ton of money over a sticker for a Demon 170 that dealers play games with. It's clear that Stellantis management has significantly impacted the quality and reputation of these iconic brands. Maybe this is why Tim Kuniskis had finally had enough. I probably could call and ask why he left so suddenly, but I know I won't get an answer due to the agreements and the NDAs that all these employees had to sign about talking negatively about the company. Now, however, I would say that it is becoming clear that Stellantis CEO Kuniskis FIRED is the root of a lot of problems within Stellantis. From the UAW to the actually Stellantis employees speaking out, there's a lot of problems that didn't pop up until FIRED started doing all these cost-cutting measures. Even before speaking with Kuniskis, like I said, Stellantis workers have been talking to me and shared some very interesting things about him, especially when he first took over. But when Tim Kuniskis pointed out that it was FIRED who refused to allow the purchase of emissions credits to allow Dodge to stay on top, I'm telling you, it's very obvious to me that something was going on behind the scenes. Typically, people do not call out their boss and stick around much longer. And it being, 90 days after he did that he gets retired, I think the writing's on the wall that Tavares' decisions are impacting the brand negatively in America, and the sudden departure of key figures like Tim Kuniskis only underscores this issue. Stellantis has been systematically destroying everything that Dodge has built over the last 4 years. SRT is gone, the HEMI is gone, the Challenger is gone. All Dodge gets now is a rebadged expensive Alfa Romeo Mini Tonale and an electric Charger. And now, after calling out his boss for the electrification push, Dodge loses their CEO too. This comes while Ford and GM are beginning to pull back on their electric initiatives, but Stellantis is still charging full speed ahead, pun intended. But let me know what you guys think. And until the next time, I'm out.
And because it's a Dodge BEV, it will be an assault and battery on convention. Like I said when we started, it's a very simple formula. Look like a Dodge, sound like a Dodge, and drive like a Dodge.
But when it settles back down to idle and you feel the idle, there's a bass track in that idle, and that bass track is literally the firing order of a HEMI V8. So you'll never notice it, you'll never know why, but there'll be something there almost subliminal that says, I'm okay with this. Think of the first time you ever went into a cathedral and heard a pipe organ. Your brain saw the organ, it saw the pipes, and it heard the sound, and whether you knew it or not, your brain made the connection. That's what it is. It's the air coming out of those pipes that is making me have this emotional feeling, this connection to that sound, as opposed to just some simulated sound, which is exactly what we did on this car. We created an algorithm that takes all the inputs of an ICE engine today, moves air through an actual speaker system, a box with chambers, plenums, pipes, and an exhaust outlet that comes out the back of the car. Air coming out the back of the car was important because the spatial difference between sitting in the car and hearing some sound coming at you and sitting in the car and air coming out the back of the car from outside the car is like the first time you ever heard surround sound. You're like, where's the jet plane coming from? I don't get it.